Chapter 1 The Grand Slam. Bring, bring. The alarm clock rattles off. It's 4:20 a.m. I hit the snooze button and grab my phone to check the weather. It's near freezing outside, but the November skies are clear. Great. I won't have to worry about icy or wet roads today, I think to myself as I pull the blankets up around me and enjoy a few more minutes in bed, contemplating the day ahead. It's race day, the 2014 New York City Marathon, the last major marathon of the year. It has been an exciting year for me so far. I've been blessed with a string of wins. I started the year by competing in my first Winter Games, the Sochi Winter Paralympics in Russia, and winning a silver medal in the 1 kilometer cross-country skiing race. A few weeks later, I won marathons in Boston and London, setting a new marathon course record in London. And in October 1st, I won the Chicago Marathon. This is on the starting line of the New York City Marathon. If I win the marathon today, I win the Grand Slam, which is when one person wins the 4 biggest marathons in the world: Boston, Chicago, London, and New York, all in the same year. I won the Grand Slam last year, so if I win today's race, I will have achieved it 2 years in a row. No one, with or without a disability, has ever done this before. No pressure here, I tell myself, as my thoughts run to all the things that can go wrong. I've trained hard, and I have the course mapped out in my head. I remind myself to stay focused and have fun. I pull myself out of bed and dress. I'm too anxious to eat much before a race, so I have only a little oatmeal and peanut butter. I check my racing chair and make sure I have everything I need. By 6 a.m., I'm on the bus that takes me and some of the other racers to the start of the marathon at the base of the Verrazano Bridge. It's still dark when we arrive, and an almost full moon hangs over the city. The early morning air is chilly, and there is a light wind. All the racers are stretching, trying to warm up. I start my own routine, getting my muscles ready. What is a marathon? The marathon is a long-distance running event with an official distance of 42.195 kilometers, 26 miles, and 385 yards. It is usually run as a road race through cities across the world, from Beijing to New York to Paris. The event commemorates the fabled run of Pheidippides, a messenger who ran 26 miles to deliver news of a Greek army's victory against the Persians in the Battle of Marathon. Why is the distance not an even 26 miles? It is said that the distance was set to 26 miles and 385 yards because of the British royal family. During preparations for the 1908 Summer Olympics, the organizers agreed to include a marathon of about 40 kilometers or 25 miles. British officials, wanting to please the King of England, planned the race to start at Windsor Castle and finish right in front of where the royal family would be sitting in the Olympic Stadium, a distance of precisely 26 miles and 385 yards. I greet a few fellow racers and wish everyone luck. When 7:30 rolls around, it's time to take our places at the starting line. I can feel the tension in the air. The marathon attracts more than 50,000 competitors from around the world and weaves through each of New York's 5 boroughs. The route starts on Staten Island and winds through Brooklyn, Queens, and the Bronx, before making a final push down through Manhattan and into Central Park to the finish line. I know this course well, since I've raced it twice before, but the surface of the roads can change from year to year, bringing new bumps and potholes to watch for. In past marathons, I've gotten flat tires because of the road conditions. Because there are so many competitors, there are different starting times for different groups. The professional wheelchair racers, about 50 of us in total, are at the front of the pack. Men start first, and then women. We are followed by other professional athletes with disabilities. Amateur racers with disabilities, other professional athletes, and finally, by the amateur runners. Trying to navigate through 50,000 other racers, especially in racing chairs, is not so easy. so I'm glad to be at the front. Gripping my wheels, I try to focus on the race course and visualize each stretch of road, each turn, each hill. In a few minutes, I will race in one of the most grueling marathons of the year, 26.2 miles across roadways, bridges, and hills, the whole way being watched by thousands of people lined up along the course and millions more watching on television. The crowd grows quiet as the seconds on the clock tick down. I stare straight ahead, trying not to look at the other racers or at the crowds nearby. Just relax and breathe, I say to myself. My mind counts down the seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. How does a racing chair work? Wheelchair racing has been part of the Paralympics since 1960. Early racing chairs were bulky standard wheelchairs. In the 1970s, athletes started to create streamlined models using lighter metals, better suited for racing. Today's racing chairs typically have aluminum frames, carbon fiber wheels fitted with tubeless rubber tires. The wheels tilt inwards towards the rider so that riders don't bump their arms on the wheels. The outside of each wheel has a rubber-coated hand ring. Wearing padded gloves made of rubber and plastic, racers propel and brake by pushing down on the hand rings with their hands. Racers steer using a small U-shaped device connected to the frame on the front wheel. Since it is difficult to push and steer at the same time, a small spring keeps the front wheel aligned while the racer is pushing on the hand rings. Runners, on your mark. Crack! A blast from the starting gun, and the men are off. I feel a jolt of adrenaline, even though it's not my turn to start. Then 2 minutes later, crack! The gun goes off a second time, and the women blast out from the starting line. I'm off. I push to get ahead of the other racers. My eyes are focused on the crest of the bridge. I have to get over that first rise. To the left of me, the pale purple-blue outline of the skyscrapers of Manhattan peeks through the haze of morning light. Now I'm over the crest and picking up speed as I head down the other side of the bridge. I'm going too fast. Slow down, I think, as I brake. On the Brooklyn side, the spectators are cheering. My heart pounds with excitement. Just keep calm, I caution myself. At the bottom of the hill, the course turns at almost a 90-degree angle. This isn't a big deal for runners, but for those of us in racing chairs, going too fast around a sharp corner can send us hurtling. At the turn is a huge wall of hay bales, stacked high to catch racers who don't make the turn. Even so, hay isn't the softest cushion. If I hit the wall of hay too fast, I could crack the frame or wheel, or worse, injure myself and be unable to continue. I make the turn safely, veering close to the cheering spectators and onto the streets of Brooklyn. I race along 4th Avenue through neighborhoods of tiny shops, factories, and low-rise brick row houses. There are no big hills to climb in Brooklyn and Queens, only a few sharp turns to navigate. So I settle into my pace and concentrate on the motion of my arms propelling me along. People line the streets waving and shouting, and I hear somewhere in the distance a band playing. It's like a big street party, but I speed by the crowd, alone in my own little world. I'm in my zone, concentrating on the road, barely aware of what's going on around me. I feel each breath, each push of my arms, each turn of my wheels. Pace myself, I think, as I glance down at my Garmin, a small device like a sports watch that is strapped to my chair and tells me my pace and how far I have left to go. If I push too fast here, I'll be too tired for the second half of the race. An hour into the race, I've reached mile 15. The Queensboro Bridge and the towers of Manhattan rise in front of me. I speed up as I come onto the incline over the East River. The cold wind off the water hits me. I race across the bridge, descending into Midtown Manhattan and onto 1st Avenue. Go, go, go! The cheering behind the barricades on 1st Avenue hits me with a wall of sound. It's exciting and invigorating To know that all these people have gathered on this cold morning to watch us race, to watch me race. My heart pumps even faster. First Avenue is one very long, slow rising hill. I need to reset my pace again. All I can think about is that I have another 10 miles to go. The climb is exhausting. My arms are feeling stiff and sore. I head up and into the Bronx and then turn back across a small rusted metal bridge and into Manhattan again for the last big stretch down Fifth Avenue and into Central Park. Whoops. I am ahead of the other racers, but I'm not sure by how much. If I look back now, it might cost me valuable seconds. And if I don't watch in front of me, I could hit a rock or pothole in the road that could send me tumbling. Keep going, I repeat over and over. Racing down Fifth Avenue, I turn into Central Park at 90th Street. I know the hills of the park well. I had trained there earlier in the week and memorized all the dips and turns. Most of the way is slightly downhill, which scares me a little because I'm lighter than many of the racers. Maintaining control going down a hill has caused me trouble before. Luckily, this hill isn't that steep. Just focus, I think again. Go, Tatyana, go. I hear my name. I wonder if it's my family or friends. I steal a quick glance, but the crowd is a sea of colored parkas. My arms are throbbing now as I pour on the speed for the final blast to the finish line. All I can think about is the pain I'm feeling. My arms are cramping, my stomach's in knots, and my eyes are blurring up from the icy wind. Less than 1 mile to go, I reassure myself. I push harder and faster, heading down past the Metropolitan Museum of Art, the boathouse, and then by the zoo. On either side of me, spectators cheer me on as I fly by. Ahead of me, I see the fountain at 59th Street. From there, it's a simple, quick 4 blocks along the south edge of the park and back north into the park to the finish line. I am almost there. My mind fills with a dozen thoughts. Grand Slam. Focus. Watch the road. Focus. Is there anyone behind me? Focus. Go, 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 the crowd chants. The frenzied cheers fill my head and give me a last burst of energy. I come out from under the trees and turn onto 59th Street. My chair starts to wobble. I try to slow down and steady myself, but it's too late. I cut the turn too tightly. My head hits the pavement hard. My racing chair topples over me. People are running to help. The police try to help me. I'm shaking. Don't touch me, I shout. If someone tries to help me get up and going again, there is a chance I could be disqualified. My head is swirling. I'm breathless. My body is vibrating. We're going to just skip this part about a flat tire. Stay calm. Stay calm, I repeat over and over. I am so close. Is the chair all right? Did anyone pass me? My mind is dizzy with thoughts of what to do. Pushing my chair and myself back upright, I pray that the wheels didn't crack or the tires haven't blown out. The crowd is silent, holding its breath. I push off. Don't look back. Don't look back, I tell myself. Stopping to see where the other racers are would cost me valuable time. I know a race is often won by a lead less than the length of a nose, a few tenths of a second. I just need to power through to the finish line. I only have a few more meters to go and can see the blue ribbon at the finish line. It isn't far. Yes, Sama. Yes, Sama. I can do it. I can do it. I push harder and harder, not knowing how close anyone is behind me. The finish line is just ahead. Almost there. I feel the slight resistance of the finish line ribbon against my chest. I did it. I've won it again. The Grand Slam. I collapse back into my chair, my arms pulsing, my shoulder bruised, and try to catch my breath. My body hurts from the race and from the fall, but I am filled with the exhilaration of finishing the marathon, coming in first place and winning a second Grand Slam. It took every ounce of physical and mental energy I had, but I did it. I am now an 11-time gold, silver, and bronze medal summer Paralympic athlete, a silver medal winter Paralympic athlete, 15-time world champion, and now with this race, winner of 12 major world marathons and 2 Grand Slams. I am humbled. When I fell down in the race, I could have admitted defeat. I had messed up. But then I remind myself of something I had once heard. Failure is not falling down, but refusing to get up. Much of my life, I have fallen down. It sort of comes with the territory of having a disability, but rarely, if ever, have I refused to get up and keep going. Crossing the finish line.